right, is that they don't want to network with you and they don't want to be your friend. If you're entering a space with a certain ilk of people and you're expecting them to give you advice or to give you a hand or tell them one thing that you should whatever the hell, stop it. Okay, and reel it back, okay? Because nobody wants to deal with a vulture. And even if you don't think that you're appearing as a vulture, that's how you're perceived. Because when you come into a space where people have everything and you have nothing, that makes you look desperate. And
shouts to Rachel Sierra. Make sure you guys follow her. Now, what she's saying does not only apply to money and success. Sometimes it also applies to your morals. There are a lot of insecure men trying to align themselves with confident go-getter men. There are a lot of women who are insecure, jealous, envious, low level, bottom of the barrel, encountering high value women that you're trying to align yourself with. And nobody's stupid, okay? I want you to understand that the more successful somebody is, the more people work on their lives, the more pickier and strict that they are with people. Nobody's stupid. So if you think you're going to go into spaces with people who have fought to get to where they are, if you think you're going to go into spaces or get around people who work hard on their life and you're going to bring that low level energy and form some type of attachment, you're going to be highly mistaken. And I want to emphasize that this is not just about money. There are a lot of people I'm noticing that you have no morals. You're not a good person, but you're trying to align yourself with quality people who actually have a conscience. Because the reality is, when it comes to humans want to attach themselves to things that they are not in alignment with. That's why a lot of men will encounter a woman that has it all. She looks good, nice body, nice face, smart, clean, put together, takes care of herself. And he knows that that woman is expensive, but he's still going to see how he can manipulate her into sleeping with him or giving him her time. That is how humans are. They like to align with what they are not in alignment with. It's like you're walking into a room with people who worked hard, people who have invested into their craft, men and women who have invested into where they are, who have worked hard to get where they are, and you are expecting them to give you an opportunity to pick their brain as if these people don't have a truckload full of responsibilities and other things that they rather give their energy to. Like, you got to wake up a little bit. Self-preservation is exclusivity and being picky. You see, elitists, you can learn a lot. You can learn a thing or two from elitists, successful people, high-value people, upper echelon people, the top 10% of the world. And one of the number one thing that you can learn is these people will reject you. These people understand how risky it is to connect yourself with random people. What I've learned about elitists, successful people, upper echelon people, people who are top in their industry, they know how dangerous it is to connect yourself to the wrong people. They don't waste their time on people. If the connection doesn't serve a purpose, they don't entertain it. These people usually hang out with people in their social classes. They're only looking to make positive connections. There was a woman that I worked with years ago. I always talk about her, very, very successful. And this woman was not interested. Like, she did not care about how you felt about you not having access to her, because she's so valuable. She is deemed as such a valuable person, both socially, social class-wise, as a person. She had a lot of integrity. She worked well. She was on top of things. Valuable people like that who know their value, you are not freely able to connect with them. That's why sometimes I get very scared for women, because I think a lot of women are still living in high school. They think that because you admire a woman that you are allowed to attach yourself to her, as if people don't have the right to reject your advances. You think because you admire someone that you have the right to be a part of their world. You're living in la la land, ma'am. It's going to be very hard for you when you walk into rooms with these kind of people and it's like you're not even there. it's like you're invisible, because these people have worked so hard on their lives. These are people who go against the grain. These are people who do what the rest of the population is too lazy to do. These people work so hard on their lives where they are the asset, right? Just like in this Nicki Minaj's song, what did she say? I'm a brand, B, I'm a brand. She is a brand. She's a walking brand. People like that who have, worked for their keep in life, who have accelerated themselves, who have went through life as the maximum version, pushing themselves beyond measure to ascend themselves as a human and increase their value. These people are not connecting themselves to leisure people. It doesn't work that way. And this is something that you have to understand. These people are not interested in having you pick their brain. These people value their time. They value their connections. They value who they communicate with. They value who they are friends with. The higher somebody gets in life, the more picky they become. Okay? The more successful people become, the more people work on themselves, the more people heal, the more picky they become, because humans will destroy what is progressing. Okay? If a person is unsuccessful and they align themselves with a super successful person, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna start to feel some type of way and see how they can sabotage a successful person. That's just human nature. Cain got rid of Abel just because Abel had a better offering and gained favor with the Lord. He was jealous of Abel's favor. That is human nature. So when you understand that, that's why sometimes when I look at, I see this a lot specifically with women. Men kind of understand this concept. I look at women sometimes very confused when I see how entitled they are to other women. That you automatically assume because you admire this woman that you are owed a friendship with her. Like, it's really like you really need to probably get out there, get some more experience, go to certain summits, go to certain, TED Talks, go to certain crusades, get yourself out there so you can understand that is not how life works, ma'am. Nobody who's increasing their value is attaching themselves to leisure people because they have too much to lose. So self-preservation is exclusivity and being picky. Self-preservation is preserving every part of your life. Self-preservation is preserving your mental health. Self-preservation is financial literacy so that you don't run out of money. Self-preservation is staying healthy, exercising, taking care of your physical body, your physical temple. Self-preservation is being cautious about what you engage in. Self-preservation is being careful who you sleep with. But nobody talks about how self-preservation also requires you to not connect yourself with people who don't serve a purpose. This is something that I see a lot with women who you're connected to a lot of leisure people, right? And because you're connected to leisure people, you're constantly encountering sabotage. And why are you constantly encountering sabotage? Because if you're somebody who's working on yourself and you're connected to people who are not, they're innately, naturally going to be destructive because they are not in alignment with the frequency that you're on. So when I got really serious about my life, I started viewing people as assets or liabilities. I started looking at people's character. And I started asking myself, is it good to have this person around? Is it worth it? Is this person somebody that could handle my progression without retaliating negatively? Is this somebody that I can connect well with? I started asking myself deeper questions. And this is something that I'm always recommending for women to do, because I feel like when women connect with people, especially when women connect with other women, women are very surface level about their connections. Women are never really looking deeply when it comes to making new friends. Women connect, and that's why when a woman encounters a woman who's picky, they think that you think you're better than everybody. No, ma'am, I just value my connections. And I want to ensure that I'm connected to the right people, and I'm picky because exclusivity is self-preservation. So all it takes, ladies, is one bad connection to destroy your reputation. How many times do you go online and you see a woman talking bad about another woman and destroying that woman's business and notoriety? I see it almost every day because people are just not careful. People are not picky with who they connect themselves to. All it takes is one person to destroy years of what you've built in your hard work. It takes one bad relationship, one bad boyfriend, one bad girlfriend to come in and destroy everything. So when you understand that people are either assets or liabilities, you are not going to connect yourself to everybody because it's simply not worth it. It's not worth it. You have to preserve what you're building, and you have to preserve the work that you're doing. So in order to do that, that is going to require you to be extremely picky. Extremely picky, beyond picky. If you're picky right now, extend that times 10. My grandmother could not read, and my grandmother could not write. My grandmother didn't even speak English. Okay? But guess what? She was a very valuable person. Okay? Because she had wisdom. She had street smarts. She had the ability to teach, and she was full of knowledge from years and years of experiencing this thing called life. So my grandmother came in very handy. What I've learned is exclusivity is being picky, and exclusivity is a part of self-preservation. A lot of people, I believe, you're just wasting your time on certain connections. I'm not trying to be mean, but the more I work on myself in life and the more God progresses me, the more I'm realizing that some connections are not even worth having. I think that the more serious you get about your life, the more picky you become about your connections, because you realize that most people are just there to take up space, waste time, or trauma bond with you. They are not really providing value. Okay? They are not providing value. And when somebody doesn't provide value, they're just a filler person. And why do you not want to have filler people in your life? You don't want filler people in your life because why? People are destiny blockers. Most people are destiny blockers. What do I mean by that? Hear me out for a second before somebody runs and calls me pessimistic, because I'm about to drop some game. When I meet a person, I know there is an 80% chance that that person is not working on themselves. When I encounter people, there's an 80% chance that they are not working on themselves. Why? Because humans hate accountability. Humans hate looking in the mirror, and humans don't really like to take responsibility for themselves. So when you're meeting people, there's an 85% chance that this person is full of bad behavior, and this person is full of self-destructive habits that they're not going to let go of, because that would require them to look in the mirror and do the work. And that's just too hard. So people rather continuing being their toxic selves and bringing that toxicity into other people's lives. Now, because I know this, I know that most people are not going to serve much value to my life. And because of that, I don't bother connecting with everybody, because it's a waste of time. Because most people, if somebody is not working on themselves, they're going to hurt the people that are working on themselves. If somebody is not preserving their destiny and practicing self-preservation, they're most likely destroying the people that are. Okay, and the reason why I say a lot of people fall into the destiny destroyer category is because people are not doing the work. So when they encounter people who are doing the work, their innate knee-jerk response is to destroy that person. Most people should not have a seat in your life. There is no trophy for being this friendly person that allows leisure people to attach themselves to you. What you're doing is you're making your life harder than it needs to be, right? Because the more people are attached to you, the more people know your business. The more people know your business, the more people are nosy. The more people see how far you're getting, the more they're going to try to stop it. That's not pessimism. That's human nature. Most people do not like to see other people becoming successful. They don't like it. So because of it, if they are connected to you, they're going to see how they can stop it. I personally don't encounter that often because my life is invite only, meaning I am not connected to leisure people because I don't do pointless connections. I don't do connections that don't serve a purpose. I don't just connect myself to people. They have to serve a purpose in my life. If they don't serve a purpose, then that person is going to stay in not even the associate category, maybe just like whatever's below associate, because you're not really serving a purpose in my life. And the goal is to have people in life that serve a positive purpose. And this is not about money. It's just about connecting yourself to people who are abundant and who have something to offer you because you have something to offer them. That's why a lot of times when it comes to the subject of female friendship, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really see a point in that if it's not a friendship where it's an iron sharpens iron vibe. Most women are just aligning themselves with you to engage in some imaginary competition with you. Most women are not really interested in being genuine friends with other women. That's not what they're interested in. They're interested in finding a woman that they idolize, aligning themselves with her, and seeing how they can conquer her. It's not just men that desire to conquer women that are on a path of ascension. Women try to conquer those women as well by aligning themselves with them and causing chaos. So I remember I was on a call one time with a woman that was being super passive aggressive. And she told me, I know you don't really have friends. I know you don't really believe in friends. And I knew she was saying that to be shady, but what she doesn't understand is I'll probably be ahead of her and all of her friends because I understand the reality of female friendship and how it's a rare commodity to encounter a woman that genuinely wants to be your friend. A lot of them are just admiring you from the sidelines and trying to see how they can align themselves with you to prove to themselves that they're better than you. I already know the psychology behind it, which is why I don't waste my time with it, because it's going to get in the way of my goals. And this is where the difference between men and women come in. Men are constantly centering themselves. Men are hyper-focused on their goals. Men are focused on how they're going to get ahead. And men refuse to allow any man or woman to get in the way of what they want to do. Men innately are going to go after what they desire to do, and they're not going to let people stop them. The thing with women is women allow people to stop them because they align themselves and connect themselves with leisure people who don't serve a purpose. They align themselves in friendships that are really just not even worth their time, but I guess they're aligning with that woman for whatsoever reason. And because of that, your destiny is always being blocked because you're connecting yourself with people who are sabotaging you behind the scenes. So self-preservation is many things. Self-preservation is preserving your money. Self-preservation is preserving your mental health. Self-preservation is preserving your body by not having sex with leisure people. Anybody who's practicing self-preservation is not engaging in casual sex because you're not going to be giving your body away to somebody that doesn't serve a purpose. You're not going to be giving your body away to somebody that's just using you up for their own personal gain. No woman who practices self-preservation is engaging in casual sex. No man who practices self-preservation is engaging in casual sex. It serves you no purpose to give your body away. None. Because that person's not pouring back into you. So it's a waste of intercourse, right? But many people are just allowing random leisure people to come into their life and block their destiny. And how do these people block your destiny and progress? If you are a woman and you understand exclusivity of self-preservation, you're not crying in your bed over a man who broke your heart. You're not showing up for yourself because you're trying to get over a heartbreak, because that person, it wasn't in the picture to begin with, because you know they weren't going to serve a purpose for you. So instead of wasting your time trying to get over that, you're too busy focused on your next project. Okay. I hear a lot of emails of women and men emailing me saying, oh, I told this person about my opportunity, and once that happened, they let me go, or I told this person and they let me go. Yeah, that's because you have a lot of filler connections. You have people in your life that don't serve a purpose for you. You have people in your life who are not practicing self-preservation. You have people in your life who are not self-actualized. People who are not doing the work on themselves are too busy focused on destroying the people that are. Okay? You think the people that send me negativity in my emails and the people who stalk me, those people are not working on themselves. They're not doing anything. I'm their work. I'm who they're focused on. They are not focused on their individual lives. So people like that, when you allow them in, their focus is you and getting in the way of you progressing. So outside of spiritual warfare and stuff, no one can really get in the way of my progress, because I don't have people who are not in alignment with me in my life. I don't have filler relationships. So when you are exclusive and you're picky, you are essentially preserving yourself. You're preserving your time. Meaning when you're going out to hang out with that girlfriend, you're not gossiping or talking about how terrible men are. No, you're like, hey, let's go on a trip. Let's go to this new seminar. Let's go to this new TED Talk. Here's a new podcast that I heard that's very positive. I think you would love it. That is your conversations. It's not about gossip or people, and you're not a personal therapist. A lot of women, your friends, view you as their therapist. That connection serves you no purpose. They're just drowning you in their sorrows. It doesn't serve a purpose. And the more serious you become about your life, the less you're going to have people around you who don't serve a purpose, because you have to preserve your time. One thing I've learned about super successful people and people who are elitist is all of their connections serve a purpose. They don't connect themselves to leisure people. I remember when I was working in Miami Beach for a top producing woman, making millions of dollars a year, very well connected, has a huge business. That lady was not interested in connections that didn't have a purpose. Like, if you didn't serve a purpose, what is she hanging out with you for? What do you mean you want to come in her office and pick her brain? Successful people don't let people pick their brain, because that serves no purpose. You have to figure it out or get the knowledge that you need, but there's no brain picking. So what you guys have to understand is self-preservation is being exclusive. People who are elitists understand this concept. That's why they don't connect themselves to everybody. They're elitists for a reason. These are people who are hyper-focused and hyper-vigilant on keeping their life balanced and structured. And that requires you to preserve yourself and not give yourself away to any old body that wants to be connected with you. That's just not how it works. Do not forget to sign up for Life Monopoly. Okay, we have 6 months left until 2026, so this is definitely not the time to play any games. Life Monopoly is probably one of the favorite courses I've created, because in this course, we are going to discuss every single part of your life that needs your focus. Life is like a pie. There's the financial aspect, there's your romantic relationships, there's your friendships, there's your spirituality, there's your self-introspection. And the problem is, since we were in school and college, we were never taught the pie method when it comes to life and how we need to focus on each and every part of our life evenly. We got 6 months left, so this is not the time to waste. Get your life together with the Life Monopoly Masterclass. Finance Boss. Are you feeling like you cannot keep up with your finances? Your savings account is really dry. It's looking really dry. You don't know where your money is going, and you simply can't keep up. First of all, we're going to talk about the spirit of riches in the Finance Boss Masterclass. Yes, there is a lot of spiritual reasoning behind how money works. There's a physical aspect and there's a spiritual aspect. And in this class, we are going to discuss both to make sure that we get you financially where you need to be with a mentality that is necessary to keep your finances in order.